Hi, it's Richard from Ignite Growth, and today I just want to talk about sales metrics and how we measure success of our sales process. I've just done a video on the 4 steps of a predictable sales process, and now I'm going to start talking about how we measure success in there. Remember, there were 4 different metrics in there. Well, what I'm going to do is break that down into a simple report that you can run for yourself on a weekly basis, and I call this report LAPS. It's something that was shared with me a few years ago, and it's something that sets the basis of all of my clients' basic sales metrics that we set up, just so we can really see how their sales team is performing or how they're performing, because we know where we want to be revenue wise. So let's break down how many sales that looks like, and LAPS helps you know whether you're on track or off track. So I would set this up as a dashboard, if you have the ability to have dashboards that are live, and also as a weekly report that you send to yourself. So LAPS stands for leads, appointments, presentations, and of course sales. That's your pounds. So it's 4 metrics, LAPS, and these are the 4 things that you want to be measuring. So on a weekly basis, how many leads have come in? So let's say we've had 10 leads generated by a salesperson or across the business as a whole. Okay, so you've got 10 leads. What are you targeting? So you want to again compare LAPS with what you're forecasting. So you need to hit 10 a week. So you've hit your target for that week. Now this may be done, as I say, as per person, per salesperson, or in smaller businesses as you're building your sales team, it's probably done as the company as a whole. Out of those 10 appointments, how many have you, of those 10 leads, sorry, how many have you turned into appointments? Now I would be aiming, especially if you've got a good fit matrix that we talked about before, if you've got a good fit matrix and those 10 leads all tick that, yes, they're the right sector, the right geographical area, the right size of business, and they have an intent at the moment, they're clearly demonstrating a buying intent, then I would say out of those 10 leads, you should be looking to get at least 6 to 7 appointments. I'll say 6 in this process. Then presentations, out of those 6 appointments, we'd be looking to get 3 presentations, so 50% here. And that's about 60%, 50%. And then out of those 3 presentations, I would look to get 1 sale. You know, so if you're converting from your presentations at around 33, that's 33%, isn't it? 33%-ish. Then that is a simple LAPS report for yourself. So again, if you've done your strategy and the strategic side of things that we talk about, you'll know how many sales you need to make to hit your revenue goal for the year. If you know your average order value, you'll know exactly how many sales you need to make. Now obviously these are new sales, these are not taking into account your client engagement, your additional cross-selling and upselling or repeat sales to clients. However, as a simple process, LAPS is a great way of knowing if you're on track or off track. Okay, so set that up. I would use it in HubSpot. You can set it up as a dashboard fairly easily. It'll show you how many new contacts, how many leads have come in, how many appointments and meetings have been made, how many presentations have happened. Again, they should be in your diary anyway. And this is a really, I'm saying do this weekly. So this is your weekly LAPS report. Okay, so that's a weekly one. And then of course from there, you'll get monthly figures. So you can feed into a monthly one. So have you generated 40 leads last month? Have you turned 24 of those into appointments? From those 24, have you done 12 presentations? And did you get 4 new customers out of that? Okay, so that's your monthly, is your 4 target. So again, I like to share laps with my clients because it's a very simple way of knowing if your sales is working or not. And again, if there's any hold-ups here, you can see, well, I'm generating lots of leads, Richard, but we're just not hitting the appointments figure. Okay, so we need work here. That's where I would be focusing my training and looking at the strategy again, looking at my sales process again. You know, is it structured enough? Are they highly qualified, the leads, or are we just classing everything as a lead that comes into the company? You know, because there's a reason they're not converting into appointments. Or is it just simply the outreach? Is the outreach not good enough? And do we need some sales training in to make sure the outreach improves here? Once you're in the appointment stage and you're actually talking to these people, then you should be expecting to get them to the presentation stage, because you've identified they've got a challenge, you know you can help them. As long as your appointments are focused around understanding what that challenge is, and then putting together a solution for them, then you should easily get them to presentation stage. So you probably beat 50%. And then the sales, again, if you've having 3 presentations to be converting at 33%, again, most of my clients will be converting at 50% or more here, because they know they're highly qualified. We've mapped all this out. We know exactly what's being said at each stage, what information we need, what we can feed back to the customer, and it should really work better than this. But this is really a starting point for any sales metrics. You know, people get so complicated with sales metrics, and I say, well, you know, until you've got a basic system that's working and that your team are happy with, you know, they all know where they stand. There's no doubts of what you expect of them. Or if that's you, if you're the business owner and these are your figures, then you know where your focus has got to be. If you want to if you're serious about hitting those revenue goals, then you know where your focus has got to be. All right, so use laps, set it up yourself, and then even if it's just on an Excel document to start with, but get it systemized as much as you can. Use technology. There's plenty out there that'll allow you to have dashboards and reporting on these figures. So do that, and it'll be a real, it'll just accelerate your growth, because it will give you some key bits of data to focus on and make sure your conversion is where you need it to be in your sales process. All right, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye now.